Welcome to the 31st episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to the returning viewers, and for those of you who are watching us for the first time, welcome. Today's adventure takes us to Toronto, Ontario, where we visited two stores that we haven't visited in the past.
Yes, they're brand new to us. We've never been.
So it's an exciting adventure, so stay tuned. Now, before we do that, Colleen usually talks about what we're wearing. But, you know, these are our normal clothes, so there really isn't that much to say.
And it's hot outside, and this is the best we could do.
So she didn't knit us anything up. So
no.
Anyway, we're going to jump right into finished objects.
My first finished object is the Red Robin Shawl by Helen Stewart. It's a one-skein shawl pattern. It is lovely. Now, technically, it's not quite finished because I have some questions about it. So the yarn that I used is Leo and Roxy, and the colorway is Omen.
Beautiful color.
It is beautiful. I really, really like it. So we're going to hide the little strings. Yes, hide the ends for me so I can.
Okay.
And this blocked out beautifully. Like, it really opened up. I'm really, really happy with it.
It's gorgeous. It's really light.
Thank you.
And the color is wonderful, and it's light.
Oh, it's purple.
And it's
What a surprise.
Yeah, that's great. So what were your questions you
Here's
said?
my question. So I had, because this is the kind of shawl that you kind of work up to the point that you have no yarn left. I saved just enough yarn to make a tassel for each end.
Oh.
And my question is, what do you think? Should we do that and add that to the end? What it does, this is a little bit not as wide, so I think it may weigh it down a little bit so you don't tend to lose the end of the shawl. But let me know what you think about that. Comment below. Tell me what you think about those.
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what I would do it, but it would be nice to hear from some viewers to see what they think.
Exactly. The pattern itself has the tassels, and we've seen one of these in person, and it had tassels on it as well. So
it kind of changes the look up a little bit.
I think
a different kind of look.
Exactly.
But yeah, I wouldn't know what to do about the tassels.
Right. So thank you to our viewers because you're going to help us out with that decision. Perfect. So that's the first one. Now the second pattern is, oh my goodness, it's Katy Lou's sock pattern by Dragonpine Designs. Yes.
You've seen
and
this
once
before,
again, it was because I was making it for somebody else, namely you. So I had won some yarn from the Cozy Up Knits. We'd done a knit along, and it's octopus yarns. I can't find the ball band, but it was good, and it was already divided up into the two balls, 250-gram balls, to make these socks. And it ended up that one was wound from one side and the other side. So they actually, this one kind of does the dark blue and comes down to a light green, and this one kind of starts there at the darker blue and works its way up. So I really, really like them.
They have the same color, you know, inside.
The background's there, yep,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean? That's really nice. And I've had these socks on, and they're so comfortable.
I know.
They're wonderful, and they'll go great
now,
with
you'll
jeans.
recall that I made May a pair of lovely red socks, and they were too toothy. They were too rustic. Yeah. And so this is merino, and it feels beautiful.
Yeah, they don't feel rustic at all. They feel very nice. So
I think once the weather gets cold again.
The same color palette is what I think the word I was looking for.
That's okay. Yeah. That's a good word.
So yeah, that's perfect. Good. So thank you again. Another pair of socks, but I can't wear them right now. It's too warm outside. But you know, definitely in the winter I'll be wearing those.
Perfect. Now the next finished object. There's actually 3 of them. I don't have them with me because these were designed to be a shower gift and a baby gift for my niece.
You've been very busy knitting for the relatives and the, and the babies coming.
Exactly. So my niece and her husband did not want to know boy or girl, so I wanted to make sure. So I used a cream color, and it's Red Heart Soft. And I'm going to ask May to put up a picture here so you can see. And I made a pair of booties, and I made a hat, and I made the car seat blanket. So the car seat blanket comes out of this pattern booklet by Leisure Arts, and these patterns are by Becky Stevens. And I'm going to try and show you that picture if I can get it for you. It's this one up in the corner that I did, but you'll be able to see that in that picture that May had. And then I have these newborn boots, which I made all in cream once again, and they are by Priscilla Uloho.
Now I like these little boots.
Yes.
But I like them, you made them in the one color.
Yes.
But I really like them in the 2 colors.
Yes.
I think that's what I will do
next time. Yeah.
But it just changes the look of them totally.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask May to put another picture in. So here it is. And you can take a look how they look. So I was really happy. I haven't heard from my niece yet. But when I do hear back, I'll let you know whether she
Yeah, you've been very
it.
busy, so awesome.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they're going to appreciate all your time that you put into all that stuff.
So those are my finished objects. So May, your finished
I
object.
really don't have a finished object this time. I'm very disappointed in myself.
Well,
But I've
have
been
we
busy.
talked about this picture before?
I think we have in another podcast. So,
Okay,
but this
because
was
it's beautiful, by the way. I love
this
it.
would be a finished object from way before, so it may have been another podcast. I apologize for that.
No problem.
But it was just something that we went to Provincetown a few years back, and they have like lots of artsy stores.
Yes, they're
and
really, really nice.
really nice stores and little shops along
Mm-hmm.
the way. And the one shop had this photograph. Painting. I guess
It was a painting,
It was
yeah.
a painting, and I thought, wow, it's quite simple, but it was good, and it was outside their store, and it was inside their store, and it was in small, and it was in large. and I
Different
thought-
color boats.
Different color
Yeah.
boats. I thought I could just maybe take a picture of that, bring it home, and do that. So I did, and but it was very simple, and it wouldn't be something that I would ever have done. But
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just copied the painting, what they did, and that's what it turned out to be. And
It's really, really nice. I really like it.
It is. It was very simple, but
Well,
anyway.
for you, simple.
Well,
For
okay.
me, not so much. Give me my knitting needles anytime.
So that's my finished object, and
Next, we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is the Hipster Shawl by Locatelli. And I had seen this on the Grocery Girls, and I love this. It is a lovely shawl. Now, it's worsted weight, and I am using lovely 100% merino yarn by Shellridge Yarns. It's Iris, and it's worsted. And
I'll put a picture of
I'll
that.
get May to take a picture of that so you can see it. Now, I'm actually on, each skein has, let me see if it tells me, 220 yards in it. I'm on my third skein. Now, it's Iris,
purple.
and it's purple, and it's beautiful, and it is going to be lovely once it gets to be winter time. So right now, I think knitting in the basement where it's cool will be good. So it has this lovely texture pattern, and can hardly wait. I don't have it on long enough cord, so I'll try and move. So I just don't want to lose stitches
Right,
at this
of
point in
course.
time. That would stress me out. But it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I'm getting close to being done. It's going to block out beautifully. It's a really neat stitch. And I really, really am enjoying it. Sometimes it's nice just to have that garter stitch that you can go back and forth. And so, when you're watching a show like NCIS or something and it's getting to the dramatic part, you're not worried, oh my goodness, the lace, I've messed it up. So this is kind of nice to do that.
The cool thing is, it's not one solid color. I don't know if you can
No,
see that
it's
on the
really
camera.
tonal.
It is tonal. That's a good.
I really,
good word
really
for that
like
one.
it.
Yeah, that is good.
And the other thing I like about this yarn is we went 2 years ago now to a knitting retreat where Shellridge Yarns was there. And I actually bought this yarn as part of a kit. I'm just going to show you. There's the tones. And I was going to make a poncho with it. But it was a turtleneck poncho, and I thought, that's limited in when and where you could wear it.
Right.
Like, if you have that on, it's going to be on and off over your head. When you've got a shawl like this, I think it's going to
Right.
be able to do that. And I'm glad I have extra, because at the bottom of this, I'll just show you again on the picture, there's all these wee tassels, which are cute. And so I definitely want to do that because that's part of the look.
I just want to say this is a little warm.
Yes,
And maybe
it
the
is.
viewers can help you out on this one too. I don't know. Maybe you already know this. This is a little warm to be knitting in the summer. I can't even imagine this
Right.
on your lap. And like it's 30
Right.
degrees out right now.
Exactly.
And so I was just wondering, is there some things that you can knit? Maybe socks are better to knit in the summer, or
Socks
is there lighter
are easier,
things?
yeah, a little bit lighter. I don't know. I've got some cotton that I want to do a little bit of work on. I know that might have been a smarter plan. It's really hard. I was thinking, if I want to have a sweater for the winter, I kind of have to start it now. But then I'm dealing with exactly what you said.
Right. So.
But if I start knitting a summer sweater now, it won't be ready in time.
Right. So it is a dilemma.
It's a dilemma.
Yeah, we might have to go to the Arctic in this summer so that you can.
Well, the basement's nice and cool, so
the
I think
basement's
that would solve
we'll
that
shove you down
problem
to the
a
basement
little.
for the summer.
There you go. All right. I'll be relegated downstairs, but that's okay. It's good. I know that some people, their hands get so hot that yarn starts to stick, and so they actually have like an ice pack, and they just put their hands on the ice pack for a little bit and knit a little bit more. So
wow, that's a true knitter.
That is a true knitter, absolutely, right. That's for sure. So that's my first work in progress. Now my second one is a pair of socks that don't need to be done until December, but I thought I'm going to get them done because socks are good car knitting, and we're getting ready to go on a few adventures over the next little while, and so I wanted to do this. So once again, oh my goodness, you know this one, Katy Loose Sock pattern. That's Dragonpine Designs, the people from London Yarns, and this yarn is brilliant. This is the Give It to the Kids because it's 93% acrylic, 7% nylon. It's Premier Yarns wool-free braids.
It's so soft.
They are. They're really, really nice. And I have to tell you, this 2 at a time thing is great. That? I do like it. This yarn comes in 50 gram skeins, and so I really like it. The Chau needles, which is what I'm working with, are brilliant to work on. And I like doing them. It's funny.
You like doing 2 at a time?
I do. It gets a little tangly to start, and with this pair, what I did was I started the one, and then I started the second one magic loop, and then I put the first one that I'd started onto the magic loop needles in the order that I needed to, and then it was good, because sometimes it's just too much cord and too much thing going on.
I still think a tutorial on how to do this would be great for YouTube, like to put that
Now,
on
I
there.
do have to tell you, I really like this yarn because machine washable, machine dryable. We don't have to worry about it for our boys. But black socks, it's not easy. So the nice thing is it's almost like you get a break. So I knit the black, and then I get a little bit of gray and yellow, and then I knit the black. So I try to do the black when it's brighter outside.
What about putting I'm thinking a pillowcase on your lap or something brighter?
That's not a bad idea as well. I've done that in the past, and I think that might be a good idea at this point in time. But anyway, I love that yarn, and I think they're going to
white pair of shorts.
White pair of shorts. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, a reason to shop. I don't have any, so that's what I'll do. All right, my last work in progress, I was trying to keep for a surprise for you, but it didn't work because you said to me, are those for me? So I'm going to explain what they are. These are the Rose City Rollers by Bryner, and I had made a pair for my son's girlfriend, Yi, who's in Hong Kong. I've made those. And you said I really like them, but I don't like the way that the cuff rolls down. And I thought, well, I'm just going to have this pattern. May as well not realize that I'm making them for her. I found this yarn, so it's called Perfect Pair by Loops and Threads. This is at Michael's. It is, let me see what it says, 70% acrylic, 23% viscose, 7% polyester, and the viscose comes from bamboo. I thought this was appropriate for me. So this colorway is called Glory Days.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
I love the colors.
Yes. So I'm doing them 2 at a time. Now, this yarn doesn't come split up. So what I needed to do, and this actually was a good lesson for me. So I knew I needed to have 2, sorry, there's a little bit of lawsuit. I needed to have 2 of these. So what I did is I wound this ball from the inside of this one, and I got to the point where I had about 50 grams in each, but I was able to wind it and cut it at exactly the same spot.
Well, you did a great job because they match perfectly.
Exactly. So
if that's what you were going for.
That's what I was going for. So I wanted it, because they're shorty socks, I wanted them to do that. And you like shorty socks in the summer, so I thought this would be nice. So this, the sock that I normally make for you is a 72 stitch sock. These are 64 stitch, and the reason for that is because there isn't as much to keep it up on your leg.
Okay.
And so I want it to be a little snugger on your foot. It doesn't have the ribbing along the top, but I like this pattern and I like these colors for you.
Colors are brilliant.
Yeah, I thought you would like those.
Thank you so much. I keep winning it. It's great. It's great having a knitter in the family. I love it. So.
Good. I'm glad you like them. I didn't get to surprise you because I think you knew they were for you all along. She pretended that she didn't. So those are my works in progress, and next we're going to talk about our adventure.
Today's adventure took us to Toronto, Ontario, which we love to visit. It's only a 2-hour train ride for us. We don't like to drive there because the traffic is horrendous. You get caught if you go certain times. Even if you don't go certain times, it's bumper to bumper for hours, and generally there's an accident, or there's a, you know, in the winter it's terrible. So we end up just taking the train, which we love.
And it's great because I get to knit. I don't have to navigate for you. You can just take a look at some magazines and relax and enjoy the trip. So it's a much more enjoyable trip.
It is. Now we visited Toronto before in a couple of podcasts. Episode 14, we went and we visited Casa Loma. So if you want to go back and check that one out, it was kind of a fun trip. And we visited 2 new yarn stores this trip, which is Passion-Knit and Knit-O-Matic. And those are the ones that Colleen will talk a little bit about after we talk about our adventure. Now, Toronto itself is the capital of Ontario, which is lovely, and it's situated right on the Lake Ontario in a horseshoe shape. So I think sometimes it gets the name the Golden Horseshoe because it kind of goes around like that. It's about 29 miles on the coast.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
It is, and it's about, the population there is about 2.8 million, so you can imagine how many people there. And I think they get like 25 million visitors per year.
Wow, it's very busy, that's true.
And usually when you see the pictures in Toronto, there's that big tower, that's the CN Tower, and that's the tallest freestanding structure in the Western Hemisphere.
Now, have you been to the top?
Yes, I have, and you have?
I have as well. Did you go on when you could
see the
go
bottom?
Outside?
Yeah, not free outside, but
no.
But there's a cage there.
Yeah.
But what people do now, and we know somebody that has done this.
That's right.
They, not in my day,
no.
but they hang out from that.
I
and they
couldn't
take
do it.
Photos.
Wow, it would be amazing.
I could not do that.
No.
Tell me if you could
I'm
do
not
that.
asking you to do that.
No, I could not do that.
No.
What else can I tell you about Toronto? It's the fourth most populous city in North America. It is the place of the NBA team, the Raptors. We haven't mentioned that before, but I'm mentioning that this time because when we visited, people were wearing the Raptors t-shirts everywhere because the Raptors, it was so exciting, basketball team ended up winning the NBA championship. So that's the National Basketball Association championship. So it was crazy busy, and they had a big concert afterwards, and
very exciting.
Right from where our hotel room was, you could see down where they would have had that, but we weren't there for the celebration. But and it is the home of the Toronto Maple Leaf hockey team, which is big, and now the Raptors, which are awesome now. So congratulations, Raptors. A lot of films are made in Toronto, and there's lots of festivals, and it's just a great place to be. We love going there every time we go there. We stayed, this time it was kind of fun, because in the past when we were there, I used to have to work. Do you remember?
I do remember that you would work, and I would have a good time. I'd say, May, I'll see you in a little bit.
So I think this is the first time we've actually been there where I haven't had to work.
I think you're right.
So it was kind of fun that I could get into all the activities that we do. So here we go. So what happened was, it was my 60th birthday.
She doesn't look a day over 59.
Oh, I feel 60. I'm telling you. I don't know. And 60 is it was a tough one, but I didn't really put much weight on the 40s and the 50s, and I always thought, why are people worried about a number? But the 60, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's even me at 60. But anyway, I am. And so Colleen was really kind enough to get me private photography lessons for a couple hours. And you can see by the video that I was entering, I was so excited, and it was just amazing. 2 hours of this wonderful person that she was just so kind, and she did such a great presentation, and she gave me all the notes. I didn't have to scribble all the notes.
So it's GTA photography classes.
And I highly recommend them. They were she was absolutely amazing, and the place itself was lovely, as you can see when I'm in the door there. So 2 hours of bliss of just having my camera and being able to have a person to ask all the questions I had, and she had a little, like I say, a presentation there. Couldn't have thought of a better present. That was
I'm
just
glad you
so
enjoyed
nice.
Really
it was
glad you
just
enjoyed
a great trip. So although we did squeeze in the knitting stores,
of course, because we had to do a little bit of that because she needed to practice how to take pictures. That's my excuse.
But you did get a chance. I didn't go to the Purl, the knitting store.
That's when you were having your lesson.
Right, and we had visited that in the past episode.
Right.
But this episode was the 2 that we hadn't visited before, so that was kind of cool. And Colleen is amazing in Toronto. She can navigate us. She can get us on trains. subways. I don't know what we're on. I just follow her around. And
You need to get off here.
yeah, that's
Turn
basically,
left.
here's your ticket, get on, tell me when to get off. That's how it kind of works. And so I appreciate going to Toronto with you, because anytime we have to navigate, you are just amazing at that.
Well, thanks.
I don't know, maybe it's the math experience.
Maybe.
Too, so.
I don't know. I love it, actually.
Yeah. Anyway, we had a wonderful adventure in Toronto. Great place to visit. We did shopping and yarn stores and photography. And is there anything else you want to add about that adventure?
No, I absolutely loved it. I loved seeing your face when you came out. So I had mentioned to May, I'm going to drop you off right at your photography class, and then I'm going to do my best to get back there when you're done. But I wasn't sure I was going to be able to, because you're dealing with streetcars and those kind of things. And I actually ended up, I don't even know why, I got off a stop earlier than I was going to, but that allowed me to get to her. And so I got to see her as soon as she was coming out. She came out the door and I went, "Hi, how did it go?" And her face, she was just beaming. You were so excited.
Yeah,
so,
I could have stayed there for another 2 hours, but
Yeah.
we will go back.
We will, absolutely. So, because there's a second part to what she was doing.
So maybe my 61st birthday.
Yeah. Oh, we're not going to wait that long. You know what we're
Okay.
going to do? We're going to try and get a deal on the train, and then we're going to
that
do our
sounds like a
best to
good
do it.
idea.
That's
Yeah.
the plan. So now that you know how good they are, it would be
Yeah,
great.
It was definitely worth it. Definitely
Exactly.
Worth it. So, do you want to maybe talk now about the yarn stores?
Absolutely, I will do that for sure. So first of all, the first one we went to is Passion Knit. So there's the card, and it is at 3355 Yonge Street. Very easy for us to get to. We took the subway and then did a little bit of walking. It has been there for 30 years. They ship all over the place. And the reason why I even knew about them was Leo and Roxy had a trunk show there. So I'm on their Instagram and went, "Oh, I don't know the name of that place." And so I knew that that was a good place for us to go, because if they brought enough people in for a trunk show, that would be good.
I don't want to interrupt you, but is that, I am interrupting you, I don't want to, but is that the place where the young lady did the designing of things?
Yes.
And I had a nice chat with her.
Right.
And she was lovely.
Right. So
Yeah.
she is not the owner. Her name is Laura Chau. So that's the name of the young lady.
I think she has written a book and she has designed.
Yes. So she's written a book about socks and she has designs. So
Yeah.
when we talk about souvenirs, you're going to see one.
So I just don't want to get the stores mixed up. That was called the
Passion Knit.
Passion Knit. And, like Colleen said, to get there, it's not an easy task from where, like, if you don't drive, because you have to know how to navigate the
Right.
subway, the trains, the
Yeah.
plane, and then we walked for
Yeah.
quite a while.
Yeah.
Because the weather was quite nice, so we ended up walking
So
there.
what we did, we took the subway as far as we could, and I'd Googled it to see how to do it, and then we would get up top, up on the street level, and I'd say to May, "Okay, just give me a second, I got to get my bearings." So we'd walk we'd walk in the direction I would think it was, and I was just keeping an eye on
Right.
the
Numbers.
street addresses, and then we'd know right way or wrong. Oh,
Right.
no, we got to go the other way. So it was lovely, and I really, really liked the store. There were lots of samples. They have Malabrigo and Cascade and Juniper Farms and lots of samples. And Laura was so lovely.
She was helpful. Yes.
She was really, really helpful. She, was talking about her designs and how she does that. And I'm thinking about doing a design at some point in time. I'm putting that out there, because if I say it to you, I'm going to have to get it done. So I've got a little bit of extra time in the summer, and so I'm looking forward to maybe creating something. So we'll keep you posted on that. The other thing that they had was a bunch of different project bags, and a friend's mum makes the project bags.
I remember that now, that you mentioned
so it
that,
was
yeah.
lots of fun. So it was a great store. I would go back there in a heartbeat. And it was really nice to meet Laura, because when you know a designer and you understand how they do what they do, it's really helpful. It makes,
Right.
You have more invested in a pattern
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
All right, so that was Passion Knit. And then the second store we went to was Knit-O-Matic. So it was Haley and Pluto. So Pluto is her parrot. And Haley's the one that owns it.
Right.
That store, it's at 1382 Bathurst Street. And Haley's had it for 15 years. The parrot was quite funny on her shoulder. It was
cute.
cute. Very helpful. It was more of a just
Open
a
space.
big open space. There was a table in the center so people could come in to knit, and there were people knitting while we were there. And we kind of wandered around and had a little look. I had something specific that I was looking for, and so that was helpful to do that. So I really, really liked it. They had Cascade and Barocco and Malabrigo, and they had something that we should have bought.
Oh, was that a little kit?
That was the felting kit. So May, may have seen it. We did a little bit of felting to make a dryer ball.
Right.
But May now knows what a little felted creature looks like. They had little animals in the kits, and I said, May, I'll get it for you. And she said, nope, not yet. But you just saw one recently, and you thought
that was very cute.
So we are going to take a look at that when we go on our next adventure.
And that could be a finished object if I could do that. Now
Absolutely.
you're going to hold me to that, and I'm going to hold you to design. Now that
that's
we've set
good.
those things up.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Lots of good stuff.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So that was Knit-O-Matic. Once again, lovely store. Haley was great. It's so nice to go in. They don't know us. I mean, Toronto's a big city, and here we are, and we have our little card, and we talk to them, and everybody's really nice and gracious, and it makes our adventures all the more special.
But both stores were worth the trip.
Absolutely, that's right.
Now, the other thing about the trip, when we do these things and we visit these knittings, we get to go to different places. Like, we ask them about where's a good place to live. Usually our first question is, where's a good place to eat?
Yes, where's the food?
And you know what? They know all the locals, and they know the local areas.
Exactly.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
So we eat in great places, but every time we go to Toronto, we usually end up going to the Red Lobster, and we always have our pina coladas, as you could see from the little movie I put them in there.
That was part of it. Was all because it was May's birthday. Let's go with that.
We go there all the time.
It was her birthday.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay.
And so we have the pina coladas. We usually order the same thing, and it's just we go crazy with the food there. The buns there are awesome, and so wonderful trips. Like, I mean, you get to go on the train, you get to go on subways, and buses, and we get to eat at great restaurants. Like, we're just so fortunate.
Exactly.
And when I talk about Toronto too, and being on the lake, I'll never take that for granted.
No.
That we are surrounded by these lakes. I know I've said that in the past, but we're so fortunate. Like, we have Port Stanley, we have, which is on Lake Erie, we have Port Huron, like Grand Bend, which is in Lake Huron, and then Toronto and Lake Ontario.
Exactly.
We're just lucky.
Yeah, my brother lives in Calgary, so my brother Michael and his wife Karen, they live in Calgary, and when they've come back to visit us in London, Ontario, one of the first things they want to do is go to the lake because they don't have that. And so, for us, it's like a 45-minute drive, depending on how fast she's driving, like a 50-minute drive to go up to the beach. And so we don't take it for granted at all.
No, we don't. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So, I just feel fortunate that we're able to take, we have eyes to see, so we can take photography lessons. We're able to be physically fit at 60 years old, and if you're having our health and how important
go for a walk, ride a bike.
We don't take that for granted.
So maybe when you're feeling, oh my goodness, I'm 60,
right?
Then just list off those things that you just listed off. That'll help you deal with that.
For sure.
Because you are the youngest looking 60-year-old I've ever met.
Yeah, stop it. Now you're just going to make me blush. National YouTuber.
So that is our adventure. And next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My first souvenir comes from Passionknit, and it is a design by Chau. So I bought a kit, and I love when yarn stores put kits together because it makes life better. So I'm just going to hold this so I remember the name. This is called the Glengrove Cowl by Chau. There's a picture of it. And so there were two reasons. First of all, we'd met Laura, so now I know who she is. And the other thing is she had this kit that was with Malabrigo Rios, and it's called Wales Road. And I had seen this yarn. I'm going to hold that up.
So that's the lady that we met that's sitting on you'll see it on the little picture there that we had.
Yep.
She's sitting at the table.
Yes.
She designed this?
Yes, she designed that.
I didn't know that.
I know.
Well, look at that. That's
part
exciting.
of the reason for buying the kit.
Right.
And this has, amazingly enough, some purple and blue, my two favorite colors. And so I am looking forward to this. Now, once again, this is a worsted weight kind of thing. This is going to be a pattern that I think will be okay to take in the car, but maybe not when it's 37 degrees Celsius. So
I think that's going to be really nice.
I really like it. Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So it's nice that we've met the designer of
It
that.
is. That's kind of cool.
I know, I like that. So that was Passion Knit. And then I had been looking for something specifically. And when we went to Knit-O-Matic, then that's what I found. So I was looking for some Cascade Ultra Pima yarn because when we were in Florida, it sounds like we go everywhere, but when we were in Florida, I saw this shawl, which is called the Zefferus shawl, and I fell in love with it. And I didn't do anything about it because I thought, oh, I can get Cascade at home. And then I thought, oh my goodness, I want to get started on that. So I'm really, really thrilled about this. That might be very good summer car knitting. So I think I'm going to have to wind it up. So you need to have 3 of these skeins. So this is Cascade Ultra Pima cotton, 100% cotton. And this is a beautiful, beautiful blue. Okay, does it have a name to it? Nope, it has 3838.
Wow,
That's the name
beautiful.
of it. I know, I think it'll be great to knit with.
It feels like a very different yarn. Because see how it's sitting so flat? Is that just because the way
It's
it was-
cotton.
Is that why?
Because it's cotton,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yeah, cotton doesn't have stretch to it the way that
I see.
wool does. But
That will be nice in the summer to knit with cotton then, because it
know.
doesn't feel as heavy.
I know, and that pattern, I've seen it knit up,
Right.
and it is beautiful
It
knit
is.
up.
Now I'm just looking at the back of it. It seems like it's a lot. It's a lot of material, a lot of yarn. Could you not just make it shorter somehow? Design it shorter? Or?
I think
See
the
how
way
big-
that it's looking, it looks bigger than it is. I think it's because the cotton doesn't drape the same way. It's
Oh.
actually only about this deep, and it's just really long.
Oh, okay. Because it just seems like a lot of it.
No, I think when you see it, yeah, it'll be
Okay.
good. It's got to be able to get around enough. So
Nice. That'll be wonderful.
1,
then.
2, 3 of those.
3 of those.
So that was my plan. That was all I was going to get. And then I was going to buy a felting kit for May, and we didn't do that. But then I found this. And I'd seen this before, but I was thinking about us in the summer going camping. And I thought, oh, this is lovely. So this is it's called a wet dry bag. It's from the people at gleaner.com. And it says, alpaca my bag. And so it will roll up, but it is wet and dry. So it's not, you're not
you
going to
kinda
get thing
roll
wet.
up like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. So on this side, there's the lovely front of the alpaca, and on this side, oh my goodness, it's the back of the alpaca. But anyway, so I hadn't seen one that size before, and I thought that's going to be perfect. And I thought for this cotton project, it would be good.
That'd be a great idea.
Yep.
And speaking of camping, this will be great camping.
Yeah.
This kind of thing.
I'm really,
because,
really thrilled about
if it rains and
Yeah.
if we're in the tent.
Yeah.
And we did say at some point we are going to put the tent up on YouTube just so you see us putting our tent up. So
Okay.
that will be
Can we
an
put-
adventure all on its own.
Exactly. Can we put music over it so that if we're going, what the heck is going on? We're not hearing
Okay,
it.
sure.
Okay, that would be good. So that was Passion Knit and Knit-O-Matic. Love the stores. And then while May was in her photography class, I thought, oh, well, I'll just keep myself busy and I'll go to the Purple Purl. It opened at just the right time. And so I had about 45 minutes there, which was just enough to do some damage. So once again, it was the end of May. It was feeling kind of nice and warm. And I'm thinking, okay, this is good. And I saw this pattern. And this is called the Francis by Olga Buraya-Kefelian. I'm hoping I'm saying it right.
Wow, that's a mouthful too, isn't
It
it?
is. And I'm so glad I saw this knit up because from the front, it just looks like this short sleeve little thing. But the back, it actually crosses. And I think it's going to be really, really nice.
Wow, does it show you the back at all or no?
It might.
Oh.
Can you see the back?
Yes.
Yes, there's the back. Yes.
There you go.
So I fell in love with it.
That is
and-
kind of cool. It's different. See the bottom too? Like
I know.
Yeah.
So this is one that, you know how you wish you had it right now because it's just the right kind of sweater
it
to
is
wear?
perfect.
But I think what I may be is doing things a little bit smarter, and maybe about February, I think it's time to start knitting. It's almost like you're going to be a buyer for yourself. You know,
Right.
when
That's
different
true.
seasons you have
Right.
to shop earlier, and I think that's maybe what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it. As of tomorrow, I'm officially retired. I'm going to go back and do a little bit of supply teaching, but that's okay. And I'm going to have a little bit more time to do some
do things.
knitting. And I've heard other podcasters talk about that you want to replace what you have in your wardrobe with something that you've made. And so I don't need to have 20 sweaters.
Right.
But I can have some really nice sweaters. So that's my plan. So this is one of the ones that's a plan. And this is the yarn that I chose. So this is from Juniper Moon Farm. It's called Nev. It's a pure Peruvian Pima cotton, and it feels lovely. There's the color I chose.
That's a lovely color. That would be a great color on you.
This is called color 3, but I'm really happy with it. Now, what I did,
and you know, I just want to say there, because you don't look old enough to be able to retire.
well, there
Like,
you
you
go.
look so young, and also you could have retired like 4 years ago.
I could have.
So that is absolutely amazing.
I
Like, when I think of people retiring, I think of my grandmother, and yeah.
Right. Well, I really love my job, and I still love my job. I think what I'm finding is there's other things I want to do. And so I am fortunate that I can supply teach. I'm
Right.
really lucky that I can
Yeah.
do that and choose to go in on a day and help out and do that. So I'm really looking forward to doing that.
Right, but then having some time to do more adventures and more traveling and do some more
Exactly.
things.
Absolutely. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
A little bit
me
of
too.
sewing and creativity and all kinds of good stuff. What I did, which I didn't tell you this, but I'll tell you right now. Let's see if I actually surprise you. When I was speaking with the person at the Purple Purl, they said, yeah, you can get away with just 3 of them. And I thought, it's in Toronto. And I'm not sure I can find this where I need to. And I definitely wouldn't be able to get the dye lot. So I thought, I'm going to buy an extra one. And if there's any left, I'm going to make a cowl
Oh, that
for
would be
you.
nice.
If you'll even look at it with what you're wearing,
Yeah.
just have a little something
Oh,
around
that
your
would be
neck.
Nice, yeah.
It would be brilliant.
Nice.
So I'm hoping that I don't need to even go in the skein and you'll get the whole skein full.
Right.
But anyway,
Nice.
there you go. So
Perfect.
that was the Purple Purl.
All right.
Those are my souvenirs. Lots of fun. We had a great time away.
We did.
You had such a good time at your photography class. I was thrilled. I love seeing new things and new stores and navigating Toronto, so I really had a good time. And it was nice that you actually got to go to Toronto and didn't have to work.
That's
I
right.
thought that was good too.
That was nice.
So that's our adventure. When we talk to you and we say, please subscribe below, it's just letting us know that you like what we're doing. And we're planning on many more adventures and spending more time doing them. And we just want to know what you would like to see. So comment down below. Like us if you like what we're doing. That would be fantastic. We really do like doing this for you.
Yes,
so
we
until
do.
next time.
You take care.
This. And do you see a little green piece of paper? Well, I better find it because there's a little green piece of paper. Yeah, it's somewhere.
Don't you hate losing stuff? I know.
Well, it's
I know
just
what it
this
feels
little-
like. I just found glasses that I thought
know.
I'd lost.
That's okay. I had it with everything. So. There, but these will last. There. Good. Where the heck is that? Anyway, I'll find it. Oh.
You have to laugh.
I was holding it like this. That's what happened.
okay.
Okay. Oh, that's hilarious.
Where is that green piece of paper? Where is it? It's like having
Your glasses. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, that would be a good outtake.